Wow. 6 in a row? Are the Ducks for real?
Nope.
Or is this going to be just a hot stretch and then we go back to reality in a few weeks?
Absolutely, it's for real. The Ducks are going to win every game for the rest of the year, and they're going to win the Stanley Cup. Overly loyal Ducks fan says.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, maybe not.
But yes, the Ducks are doing really good, and I think they can keep winning a lot more games. I hope they don't go back to reality like they have in the past. I hope they can continue this sustained winning streak that they're on and keep playing great games.
So a very almost overly bold prediction from the overly loyal Ducks fan there, saying that the Ducks are going to win the Cup this year. I still think we're rebuilding, but it's just what I'm seeing here is great progress and emergences from some guys. Well, Troy Terry basically, but it's much better the effort that we have been getting in all of our past games. And we had 2 great ones that we're going to discuss on today's episode of QUACKAST versus the Vancouver Canucks and the expansion hockey team, the Seattle Kraken. Let's get into our latest episode of QUACKAST.
Nice shot.
Before we get into the games, do not forget to click subscribe for this YouTube channel if you want to see more of this content, because I'll have more coming out in coming days when we play all of our next games. And there will be a new barbecue episode coming soon, so stay tuned for that. But one more thing, I'm sure in case you haven't been living under, you've been living under a rock, I'm sure all of you know about the Bob Murray situation. He was placed, for those who may have forgotten, he was placed on leave, and the reason is for unprofessional conduct. I'll just put it in short. I don't need to get into a whole spat on it. He essentially made a toxic work culture among the Ducks.
Terrible.
He resigned. Jeff Solomon will be taking over as the interim GM. The team owners, the Samuelis, say that they should have a new GM determined by next summer. All right, getting away from the Bob Murray administrative leave stuff, now let's talk about the games. So, starting with the Canucks game. In Vancouver, the Ducks started off incredibly flat. Like, it's as if their skates were cement. Dried cement, and they couldn't even move. The Canucks were getting sustained pressure all over, firing shots all at John Gibson, and the Ducks even got a couple of spots where they took penalties because they had to be reminded the hard way they can't do that. And in one of those power plays, Quinn Hughes, who I mentioned as a player to watch for the Canucks, he's their best defenseman, their offensive defenseman, meaning he's a defenseman that is known to score some goals. He takes a big slap shot, and it clangs off the post.
Missed it by
and
that much.
And then Gibson had to make a great save off of Hughes again to keep us at 0-0. But he kept it out. But then after that, the Ducks get a much-needed break because Vancouver penalty, 2 minutes, you can't do that.
Bruh.
And this allows Cam Fowler to wind up for a shot, bombs it, and he scores it top shelf to give the Ducks a 1-0 lead.
Instinct is to retreat into the net. Watch Halak. He's at the top of the blue paint.
Where does he end up when Fowler takes the shot? He's retreating into the net.
Great screen there from Adam Henrique. Cam Fowler's power play goal, assisted by Sonny Milano and Troy Terry. That is another power play goal. Our power play coming into today is top 5 in the league at 4th place.
Most
which
impressive.
is very impressive. So Cam Fowler getting the goal, assisted by Troy Terry and Sonny Milano. Their 5th and 7th assists respectively. 1-0 for the Ducks. And it would stay that way into the 3rd period. There would be no scoring in the 2nd. We get to the 3rd period. Here comes a rebound, and JT Miller wants to clear. They blew the whistle, or rather, the horn went. This comes from Toronto. It's the Situation Room in Toronto. I've heard it referred to many times, and they watch everything. And if they see a goal, a horn will blow in the building. Not insanely loud. It's the period-ending horn, and that will signal to the 4 officials on the ice, okay, we need to go look at this. And sure enough, after review, it was confirmed that the shot made by Isaac Lundestrom just barely crossed over the goal line. It wasn't the parallax view like you may have seen on some other highlights of goals. And Max Comtois got an assist on it. That is his first point of the year, which should be a good confidence booster for the guy. He has not had anything go right for him to start the year. The aforementioned JT Miller gets one back for Vancouver to make it 2-1. After getting the goal, as I just mentioned, it galvanized the Canucks to start peppering John Gibson with more shots. But the funny thing was, Ryan Getzlaf, the captain, comes in on a breakaway. Oh, he just got taken out by Halak. Okay, so you know what that means. Canucks penalty. Goalie. 2 minutes. You can't do that. Ducks have a power play leading 2-1. You would think they'd want to be they were being conservative, kind of killing off their own power play. So as time passes, the Ducks' power play time is winding down. They got a couple shots away, but Halak stopped both of them. The Canucks would get some sustained pressure in the offensive zone. The Canucks coach calls for Yaroslav Halak, the goalie, to come to the bench. So here's the funny thing. Apparently, we're in a penalty. The Canucks are on a penalty kill with their goalie pulled, a 5-on-5 penalty kill. The Ducks are still on the power play here with the Canucks goalie pulled. What?
Okay, I'm confused.
What did I just say? Elias Pettersson is going to come in from the point. He's going to wind up. He's going to shoot. Tie game. 2-2. This game goes to overtime. Now, I had a correct prediction score in the Coyotes game. If the Ducks lose here, you'll give me 2 correct prediction scores in a 3-game stretch, which will be my best stretch. Lose the game.
What, are you crazy? Do you want the Ducks to lose? They should be winning.
That is correct.
Correct prediction scores don't mean a thing. Come on.
Well, I guess you're right. And after we did get ourselves to overtime, gaining another point again, I was worried. I'm thinking, oh boy, vintage Ducks lost on the way. Nope. Take it away, Troy Terry. What a pass by Ryan Getzlaf. But unbelievable, gets that puck to Troy Terry, pass and gets it past Yaroslav Halak. Ducks get the win in
Shut up!
overtime. But unbelievable. Let's celebrate for a little bit, Ducks, but on the next game, you gotta go get Quackin. The Seattle Quackin. A very unique hockey team. Don't have all the big name superstars as I mentioned, but they've got some pretty good players. So, how will the game start? Well, it will start with John Gibson again versus for them Philip Grubauer, just as I had thought it would be. And early on, Mason McTavish would be the beneficiary of a fortunate bounce, a shot fired towards the boards, deflected off his foot, and it went past Grubauer. And it's an unassisted goal for McTavish, second of his NHL career, and it's 1-0. A little later on in the period, Troy Terry has the puck. He's kind of got defenders on him. So what does he do? He's going to take a shot anyway. Scores! Somehow. He scored and he didn't even have a choice. You want to see how he scored? Here it is.
Kicked back by Henrique. It pops in front of the net. Unable to get a glove on it was Johansson. So Drysdale retreats with it. Brushes it across the top of the zone. Terry doesn't have a choice. Has to shoot and he scores. It's his first touch on the puck right there. That little move around Johansson. And now he's got some space. Giordano's back defending.
That was insane. Troy Terry, who on his own amidst a couple of defenders, shoots it blocker side on Grubauer for a 2-0 lead. The Kraken would score their first goal in franchise history versus the Ducks. Eberle. But yes, those 2 goals for the Ducks were the first in their franchise history versus the Kraken. How about that? I know, a terrible joke. But then we have a face-off here just a few minutes after Jordan Eberle gets the Kraken's first goal of the game, and it's a clean face-off win. And Derek Grant, well, clean win for Derek Grant. Back to Josh Mahura, who winds it up.
Grubauer had to deal with his own defenseman Giordano in front, and I think that really made...
Oh, what a bomb by Josh Mahura right there. If that hit Grubauer's glove, like the Getzlaf shot on Jonathan Bernier, it's probably got a hole in it. Unbelievable. Jared McCann would get the goal back for the Kraken to make it 3-2 with an assist to Riley Sheahan and Ryan Donato, who scored the first Kraken goal in their franchise history. Kevin Shattenkirk would respond on the power play, taking a slapper from the point, scoring it past Philip Grubauer, and that was a shot that Grubauer wanted back, because when I was watching this game, he tilted his head like, oh, that's a dang it, I might get featured in Steve's Dangus next Thursday. You just might with that gaff there, Philip. So, and then Jordan Eberle, this time it was Jordan Eberle, I was wrong about the other one, it was Jaden Schwartz who got that first goal for the Kraken. Jordan Eberle gets the Kraken to within 1 again. And the theme of this was after the Ducks went up by 2, they got a little uncomfortable. It seemed as if they were uncomfortable. The Kraken just kept responding every time and getting within 1 every time. And such would be the case when Hampus Lindholm, another defenseman, would score his first goal of the season to make it 5-3. But then shortly after, Jarrett McCann would come back again with his second goal of the game to make it 5-4. However, they would not tie it as Troy Terry would get the puck, shoot it into, or Sam Carrick, would shoot it into an empty net. And let's just talk about Sam Carrick for a second. Sam Carrick, as of today, has 4 goals in his last 6 games. He is a bit underrated, not the biggest name on our roster, but he has been a pretty good contributor lately, and I hope that he can be helpful in games down the line. So Sam Carrick gets the empty net goal to make it 6-4, and then Ryan Getzlaf and Josh Manson would assist on an empty netter by, guess who?
Who's the man?
Troy Terry. So 2 goals for Troy Terry. Point streak extends in this game to a lucky 13. And Troy Terry has 11 goals in his last 11 games. He is on absolute fuego. And with that, the final score, Ducks win 7-4. Now, let's get into our games that we're going to preview for the future. They will be the Canucks tomorrow, the Capitals Tuesday, and the Hurricanes on Thursday. There will be definitely a hurricane of emotion on that night.